Hello. Next we see the mineral resources. Minerals are gift of nature which is non-renewable resources. Example: iron, copper, coal and other metals and non-metals are various minerals. Next we see the category of mineral resources. There are the four categories of the mineral resources: metals, industrial materials, construction materials and energy minerals. So first is the metals. In metals, example is copper, aluminium, iron are the mineral resources. Next is industrial materials. In that, example is lime, potash, salt, marbles. These are the mineral resources. Next is the construction materials. Example sand, stone. These are the mineral resources. And energy minerals, example is oil, gas, heavy radioactive materials. These are the mineral resources. Next we see the steps of mining. In that, four different steps uses. First is the dredging, second is the surface mining, third one is the underground mining and fourth is the in situ mining. So first, dredging. If mining site is near water area or in shallow water area, this technique is followed. Example, diamonds in shallow water. Okay. So first is the dredging. If mining site is near the water area, then this technique is useful. Second is the surface mining. In that, two different ways are uses. So first, if rock is soft, open cast mining is done in this technique. Example, coal or limestone, it is drilled on surface up to 200-meter depth. Means in surface mining, if rock is soft, then the drilled surface area is up to 200 meter. Next, if rock is hard, then open pit mining technique is used. Example is the copper and it is done by drilling. Next is the underground mining and fourth is the in situ mining. In situ mining, there are the two different ways. First is the solution way and second is the thermal way. So in solution, water is injected in drill holes to put soluble minerals. Example is the salt. And next technique is the thermal. The thermal technique useful for coal mining. These are the different steps of the mining. Next we see the depletion of mineral resources. In that we see the causes of mineral depletion, effects of mineral depletion and solution of mineral depletion. So first, causes of mineral depletion. The large scale exploitation of minerals, it is one of the cause of mineral depletion. Lots of building materials are obtained from mines. Demands of stones, marbles, granites, limestones, etc. is ever increases. So mineral depletion is occurs. And to support 8 to 9% of GDP growth, mining sector has to do well. It puts extra efforts on minerals. So because of these reasons, mineral depletion is occurs. Next we see the effects of mineral depletion. Mining has resulted in more efforts to drill and search for other minerals. The environment is being abused and this depletion of resources show multiplying effects. Mining processes badly affects the marine life. These are the effects of mineral depletion. Next, Solution to prevent the mineral depletions. Use of synthetic building materials can reduce the load on natural stones. Means use the different materials, then prevent the mineral depletions. Next, use of new technologies at thermal power plants, ignition engines, industries, etc., so that big outputs can be obtained from low inputs. Means we can use the different technologies for big outputs can obtain from the low inputs. By using these methods, we can prevent the mineral depletion. Next, we see the renewable resources, non-renewable resources, and cyclic resources. First is the renewable resources. Renewable resources are those which can be made available for longer time by nature. Example is the solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. Next is the non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those which would face the shortage or the resources which consumes a very long time for its regeneration. Example is the forest, water and minerals. Next is the cyclic energy resources. Some natural resources are cyclically reused. Example is the water. By way of rainfall, we receive water. The life on earth uses water for consumption in various needs. There being 70% water cover on earth due to solar energy. The surface water evaporates, leads to cloud forming, and again there is a rainfall. So therefore it is a cyclic source. These are the different sources. Next we see the energy forms. The energy forms, there are the two types. First is the conventional energy and second is the non-conventional energy. The conventional energy, these are non-renewable sources by energy, and non-conventional energy, these are renewable sources of energy. Okay, conventional energy sources are the non-renewable sources. Next we see the present global energy use and future demand. The present uses of energy sources. First, the term energy can be defined as capacity to do work. Means energy, it is capacity to do work. The first law of thermodynamics and their two laws are well known, for which definitely explain the significance of energy for different areas like transport, communication. Thus, in all industries operations, the input of energy is must to obtain an output from the industry. The energy is consumed in various forms such as heat, electricity. The energy is derived from the conventional, that is non-renewable sources. Example is the fossil fuel, that is coal and nuclear fuels. The future demands of energy sources. The future demands of energy sources are because of population rise, our lifestyle changes, innovative technologies come in existence, increased industrialization, more of rural areas get covered with supply of energy sources. Because of these different reasons, our energy demand is increases. Next is the energy conservation. The renewable sources of energy like solar, wind, geothermal, hydropower, etc., are available abundantly from nature. But for its recurrent use at any time, the energy needs to be conserved by means of technology. Therefore, the renewable energy is converted into electricity, power, and stored for reuse. In that, first we see the solar energy. The solar energy can be converted into electrical energy by using solar panels. Solar powered electrical generations depends on heat engines and photovoltaics. In that, for the conservation, we use the different solar energy equipments like cooker, solar heater, and solar cells. The major advantages of the solar energy is the solar energy doesn't produce the carbon dioxide and it having minimum impact on the environment. But the drawback of the solar energy is it is not constant and it depends on the weather conditions. Okay, this is the solar energy. Next, we see the wind energy, that is wind power. The wind power is increasingly being used as a clean source of renewable energy. For the conservation of wind energy, we use the different turbines, wind farms, and generate electricity. So, it is useful for the energy conservation purpose. Next, we see the overuse of natural resources and its impact on environment. The natural resources have been overused by increased population across the globe and thereby increase the need of land. Many forest lands are used for mining, agricultural, and recreation for development of dams. In that, first see the overexploitation of forest. Humans have depends heavily on forest for food, medicine, shelter, wood and fuel. With growing civilization, the demands for raw material like timber, pulp, minerals, fuel, wood, etc. The forest resources are useful. Our forests contribute substantially to the national economy. Excessive use of fuel, wood, and charcoal, expansion of urban, agricultural, and industrial areas, and overgrazing have together led to overexploitation of our forest to leading their rapid degradations. Means because of different so for different demands, overexploitation of forest. Next we see the overuse of water resources. The water is an natural resource on this earth on which all life depends. About 97% of the earth's surface is covered by water and most of the animals and plants have 60 to 65% water in their body. The global distribution of water resources is depending upon several geographic factors. Tropical rainforest areas receives maximum rainfall with the major world desert occurs in zones of dry descending air and receives very little rainfall. Water used by humans in two types. First is the water withdrawal and second is the water consumption. So water withdrawal taking water from underground or surface water resources and water consumption this water used which is take up but not returned for reuse. Overuse of groundwater for drinking, irrigation and domestic purpose has resulted in rapid depletion of groundwater in various regions leading to lowering of water table and drying of wells. Pollution of many of the groundwater aquifers has made to these wells unfit for consumption. Rivers and streams have long been used for discharging the waste. Most of the civilizations have grown and growth in the turn has been responsible for pollution of the rivers. This is the overuse of water resources. Next, mineral resources overuse. The minerals are extracted from Earth's crust. The rate of accumulation of minerals is very slow, but rate at which the surface area of Earth is utilized for human activity, there is drastic reduction in mineral resources. Next is the land resources overuse. Because of increasing of population growth, the demand of land for producing food and fuel wood is also increasing. Hence, there is more and more pressure on the limited land resources which are getting degraded due to overexploitation. Soil erosion, waterlogging, and contamination of the soil with the industrial waste like heavy metals all causes degradation of land. Various atmospheric activities like hydroelectric projects, large dams, reservoirs, construction and roads, railways lines, construction of buildings, mining, etc. are responsible for clearing of large forest area. Because of these reasons, overuse of land resources.